Hey man, you're here to court. Ooh. Not today. So Ryan's sick. Kind of my fault. I was sick first, but roommate stuff. So today, instead of doing the Smith Samano that we were talking about and planning to do today, I'm gonna do another one of these little one-off games because I think they're cool. I backed this one on Kickstarter a while ago. It came in earlier this week. We sat down and did a back and forth. We did a little game of it. This world is not yours. Also want to say this game, the creator, one of the creators of this, has also created two other ones. One's called The Portal at Hill House. This is from reading it, haven't played it, from reading it seems like a solo clue-based game. And Our Innermost Thoughts, which is a solo, there's 5 little journaling experience, story building kind of things in it that I want to try soon as well. You can find both of them online right now on Travis D. Hill's website, in the shop and everything. This World Is Not Yours will be coming to it later, but it just ended on Kickstarter, so it may take it a little while. This is a two-person, back and forth world building, storytelling, journaling game experience. Player A plays a house castle building. Player B takes the role of the people and the generations that have lived in the building over the years. By the book, the setup is you set up 4 generations. You play events and emotions and inspirations and environmental changes on each generation to build a story very organically and reactively to other things that have happened over an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long you decide to play. So, before we get too far into it and I tell you about how it works, if you're new here and you like it and you think it's cool and you've watched a couple of our videos or whatever, hit the sub button. What we're going to be doing, we do a video every week. We're going to be trying to do a little bit more in the future. But it's all things TTRPG minus the Paizo wizard stuff. If you've been here before, why haven't you hit the sub button yet? And the bell even. Come on now. And why haven't you joined the conversation on Discord? We actually do book giveaways on Discord as we finish games. Right now we have one going for Quest and City of Mist. As soon as we're done with Lancer's going to roll into that too. So if we get enough people in the giveaway, you have access, if you win, to choose any of those 3 systems to get a book from. So back to This World Is Not Yours. The setup. The 2 players decide cooperatively on where the building is, when the building is, everything about the building, everything about each individual generation. So this is what we went with. We had a castle, high fantasy setting, small village nearby, common populace, desert on a river. Think the River Nile, the floodplain in the desert, and very much Cairo in the Middle Ages kind of thing. At the end, it was to be ruins, completely ghost town. Everything around it was to be deadlands. We had made 3 generations instead of 4 because we wanted to keep it a little bit shorter. We had the queen with 2 partners. There are 6 kids, 4 with one, 2 with the other for Gen 1. Gen 2, there was only a single monarch and his staff that lived with him. Gen 3 was a power couple, had a small army of goons with them, maybe some monsters. They were, think, big baddies for a story. There are optional rules to use playing cards to give you direction and inspiration for the events and environments and things like that. You'll draw a card, it will say this happens or this other thing happens. So we did use that just because we were new. I think it's a great way to start when you're new, or even just for the first 3-4 pulls, just to get kind of an idea where you want the story to go. But once you have an idea how it works, you don't have to use them at all. And I may not use them again, but it was a really interesting way and I wanted to try it. But the way the game works, the player that is the house is able to draw from 3 of the different 4 event types. The house player is able to do environments, emotions, and inspirations. The generations player is able to do events, emotions, and inspirations. The game is supposed to end once you have 3 of each type of card on each generation. we went with one of each type of card on each generation because we wanted to keep it shorter. It was a lot of fun. It was more fun than I expected. By the time we got started, I was expecting it to be very quick and easy and flow quickly and just be more of a back and forth conversation, but there were lots of little twists and turns along the way where the story changed completely, like 3 or 4 times in just the hour that we did this. Yeah, let's tell you the story. 1547, CQ1, Eastern Rayori, the Kingdom of Shioka. It's a desert city with a river on a floodplain. Old fort has been remodeled and updated over the years. Now serves as the ruling family's castle or estate. The current queen, Queen Mina Shioka IV, with her 2 consorts and her 6 children, have lived in the castle for some time. The children have grown over the years. The queen is starting to look for who will take her position when the time comes. Walter, her first consort, has been absent at council recently. He's been keeping to himself more and always looking very haggard when he does show up. He claims to just not be sleeping well, but all attempts to remedy the situations through magic and herbs and things of that nature seem to fail. One night during a storm, lightning struck the Queen's Tower. Nothing that it shouldn't have been able to handle. The castle was built for it. Over the years, the castle's been struck numerous times. This time was a little different. The lightning strike broke the tower. The Queen was severely injured. She's on her deathbed. In the shadows, the Queen's other consort, Montrell, has been busy, researching, testing, discovering new magics, and learning the level of control for years. He should be the one in charge, and he will do whatever it takes to claim his throne. Cursing Walter with nightmares should remove him from the equation after a little time. Some old druid magic, lightning spell. At just the right location of the tower should bring it down. Everything's been successful. He strikes the same night, murders Walter when he delivers the news of the Queen's situation. Then the children, then finally the Queen. The Queen is dead. All hail the King. King Monte Calarco rules for the next 8 years. During this time, the village is brought to ruins. Overtaxation, slave trade, etc. Local populace has had enough. They come together, rally behind the young blacksmith, Merle Oxton. Always the honest tradesman, never one to leave somebody hungry. Merle has always looked out for everybody he can. Hero of the people. The Civil War has begun. Skirmishes happen, guards and civilians die on both sides, 5 today, 2 tomorrow, 10 the next day. Uprising seems to be working though. The guards are reluctant to throw down more and more as this goes on. People are slowly winning. But disaster. Merle's advisor and tutor, Earl Goodwin, was killed during the night. Merle got blamed. The uprising stops in its tracks. During the reprieve, King Monty in his research discovers a lost magic. He believes it's the answer he needs to quell the uprising for good, to assert his right to rule. He prepares, performs the ritual. The ritual is successful and the spell is cast. The ground tears asunder. The river pours into the rift. A fog rolls up from the rift and settles over the town and castle. The Civil War is over. The town lies dead. Every person, creature, plant that was once alive now lies on the ground, decrepit, rotting, till nothing remains but dust. No animals approach the area. Nothing grows in the area. The river eventually returns running normally and the town is forgotten. So much for King Monty. The town and castle stand empty for the better part of 2 years. People are warned of the dangers of the area. Nobody goes there anymore. 2 ne'er-do-wells, Uven and Kuma, have been looking for a place to claim as their own. Uven, a battle master formerly trained but dishonorably discharged and exiled from the capital of Rayori due to extreme brutality. Kuma, Uven's lover, accomplished necromancer from Naumro. His service is invaluable for the revenge on Rayori that Uven seeks. The castle and ruins are perfect for their needs. Slowly establishing themselves in the area and growing their influence over the next 20 years, this power couple grow a small army of goons and monsters. They're preparing to start making the push toward Rayori when a series of strange events starts happening around the keep. Guards stop reporting for duty, scouts don't come back, Manticore goes missing from its cage. Events are not entirely uncommon for this type of rabble and group. People have a change of heart, a beast gets loosed, etc. But these are happening regularly, almost on a schedule. Unbeknownst to Uven and Kuma, the spell King Monty had cast was part of a prophecy. The rift he caused through the earth split open a prison. A great evil sealed deep within the earth was awoken and has been slowly feasting on any and all it can draw to it. By the time Kuma discovers the source of the magic that was used, The seals that were broken, learns of the great beast below. It was too late. The ancient evil erupts from the river. Everything nearby is destroyed. The town is permanent ruins. Most buildings are nothing but rubble on the ground. The castle is destroyed. The great towers are laying strewn across the ground. The only thing still standing is part of the bailey, and even it has holes all through it. Very little remains of anything. The beast sleeps again for now, waiting, watching for the next foolish group to come through its next meal. But yeah, that's This World Is Not Yours. If you listened to the story and made it this far, I really want to say thank you. You can find us on all our socials. Discord's been really active recently, lots of people in there talking. But yeah, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get the other Lancer series out soon. But until next time, stay awesome, be excellent. We love you. We'll see you next time.